Non-Profit Report is going live in 3, 2, 1. Good morning to a new episode of the Non-Profit Report. I want to say thanks to our main super director in the back, Mr. Elio Piedra. And here your host, Jorge Villalobos from the Best Restoration. I'm going to start saying that I want to say a big hug to our really good friend, Stevie Doyle, for being here the last Monday. She did a really good job, by the way. I get a lot of messages saying that it's better if she stay here instead of me because her accent is so easy to understand. But I'm going to try to be here for a lot of Mondays just to try to promote more this program. Well, we have a special program today. We were talking during the last episodes about how important it is to have this connection with different companies and different local businesses to try to do what the nonprofits need and what the nonprofits want. Sometimes they have the obstacle that they don't have the chance to be outside, to be exposed to different organizations. Sometimes they have some limitation, especially because sometimes they don't have too many people working for them. But today we decide to invite two local businesses. And what is the common denominator of these two companies is that both they help a lot. Not only the non-profit organizations, but also they do a lot of work for different industries, especially our first person here, a really good friend. We are working together for possible more than 10 years. And we decided to invite Edward Lavarghino from GCM, Gift Certificates and More, because he is one of the persons that previous COVID, after COVID, he is working really diligent to try to see how he can help to promote what the restaurants are doing, and also at the same time being part of other nonprofit organizations all the time, trying to figure it out how with his product he can involve and he can help other ones. Edward, thank you for being here.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I can imagine how busy you are, especially we're going to talk about this at the end of our segment. The big food festival, Gainesville GCM Food Festival, is coming on Saturday the 10th. We're going to have a big list of restaurants. We're going to talk about it at the end. But Edward, tell us about you. Why Gainesville? How a guy from Guatemala finished here sitting in Gainesville with us?
That's a good question. So the Guatemala thing is my mom's from Guatemala, my dad's from Argentina, and I was born in California. So we always tell people that we have the Americans covered, Central, North, and South America. Mm-hmm. But pretty much I've been here since I was 10 years old. So I grew up in Gainesville. I went to elementary, middle, high school, junior college, and at the University of Florida. So when I graduated from the UF with my engineering degree, I actually worked in a couple of different cities, and then I moved back to Gainesville. I've always been an entrepreneur at heart. I enjoyed engineering, but I also enjoy creating and doing my own thing. So Gift Certificates and More, it's actually my fourth business. I used to own a basketball company, which is my passion. And then I used to own a marketing company. I also used to own a restaurant. And that's what really helped establish Gift Certificates and More, GCM, and how I give back and how everything that we do, any event that we do, whether it's the food festival, and we've done about 6 or 7 of them, or we do a golf tournament, we always give back to our non-for-profit in some way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm. How everything changed from you at the beginning? I remember to hear you about your experience with the basketball tournaments and all these things. How was this process for you, and what did you learn from there?
The biggest thing that I applied is because any process, whether you're doing a basketball 3-on-3 tournament or a golf tournament or a food festival, you have to deal with people, vendors, sponsors, how to advertise. Back then there was not so much digital because we're talking in the early 90s. But it's very important to do, the digital, the traditional, the social, guerrilla marketing, all of them encompass it together to try to get people to either go to the food festival, play golf, or download the GCM app. So I've learned a lot through basketball because we did that for almost 10 years, and we actually set up tournaments and had to do all that marketing. And when we moved over to the restaurant side, it was experience that I already had. Obviously, you're dealing with different kind of crowds. You know, only 10% of the population play golf. 100% of the population eats. So you're going to have two different crowds that come to different events. So you have to promote it differently. But at the end of the day, what we try to do is we try to put an event that the people are going to enjoy, that caters to the average person. You don't have to be wealthy to come to the food fest. You know, and we want to make sure that the experience, everything that we do at GCM is about the experience. You know, because at the end of the day, if they had fun at the food festival, hopefully they'll come back. And all those restaurants that are at the food festival are part of the GCM family, means they're on the app itself. And then we tell people to download the app so they can go and save money at different restaurants, like the Texas Roadhouse. They get $3 off. So I've been working with Greg with the Roadhouse for about 8 years. So the app comes to life at the food fest because the majority of those people have the app, and all of those restaurants are on the app.
Tell us how GCM started, because I know there was a really long process for you, and still you are in the process to grow. But tell us how this started and where you are right now.
So pretty much the idea of GCM, it started in 2011, so 10 years ago. Because of my restaurant experience, we wanted to make sure that we advertised the restaurants, but advertising is not the cheapest form. You know, a lot of restaurants can't afford the traditional advertising or now digital advertising. Some can, but a lot of them cannot. So what I wanted to do is be an inexpensive / free way for them to promote their business. So the restaurants don't pay us any money to be on the app. And what they do is they offer a gift certificate. That's what the name of the company is, Gift Certificates and More. But with my experience at my restaurant, I know that I wouldn't be able to give you a $10 gift certificate, $15 or $20. It'll be something small. But small gift certificates, when you go out to eat multiple times, adds up. Like right across the street from here, you have Miapa. And Peter has a $2.50. So the reason it's a gift certificate, not a coupon, is because there's no minimum purchase required. So it doesn't matter what you buy at the Texas Roadhouse or Miapa, they're going to give you $3 off or $2.50 off. And that caters to everyone. A traditional coupon has the minimum purchase required, 5 of a 25, 3 of a 15. So if you don't reach the threshold of $15, then you can't use the deal. With gift certificates and more, or GCM, you can use it regardless of what you buy. And it's one redemption per person, per place, per month. So the restaurant doesn't get abused neither, so the customer also is happy. It's a nice balance. As a consumer, I cater to them. I want everyone to download the app because they're going to get something out of it. And I want the restaurants to be happy that a lot of people are using the app, so it's a nice little marriage and all comes together, because it's my responsibility to see the business owner to make sure he's successful, but it's also my responsibility to make sure that my members have a good experience. It's a circle. Without the restaurants, there's no members. Without the members, there is no restaurant. So the app is like this perfect balance in between that we try to make sure that we do the best that we can. And we're far from perfect. We're always trying to deal. Sometimes the app does crash. It's you know, that's what apps do, unfortunately, and we try to fix it as much as possible. Obviously, I'm not a programmer, so I didn't program the app, but we try to do as much as we can to make sure that the app functions correctly. It has the geofencing, so it tells you when you're in a restaurant. And for the most part, most of my restaurants have been with me for over 5 years. We have over 120 restaurants, and we also have non-restaurants. You know, Games of Running and Walking. You have an offer with the Best Restoration. So it's called And More because we also have coupons and vouchers. So the startup, you know, when I first met you, we had like 15, 20,000 members. We have over 65,000 downloads now. And then we also expanded to Jacksonville, as you know, and we're doing some work in Ocala as well.
We have some comments.
That's really cool. Let me see the comments. The Best Restoration is Mandy Kelly. Oh, Mandy, nice to see you. I hope you are working, because if not, we're going to get in trouble. And Charles, Ricky, good job, man.
I know, Charles.
I'll see him eating really good in North Carolina. I think he's having a really good time. I want to get a job in 98.5. Please send me an application. Thank you, guys. Tell us about, because one of the most important things, and thank you for give us all the information about what is the situation right now, but you have a tough situation, and the city has a tough situation when COVID started.
Right.
I remember March, April, you know, everything was a nightmare. Tell us what GCM or what was your experience personally first, and also is what GCM came to help during this crisis?
So it's funny because it all seemed like it was a long time ago, but then also not so long ago. So March 12th, I think I was eating with Sean Morrison at the Texas Roadhouse, a good friend of mine, and Greg, the corporate owner guy in the local town, the local Texas Roadhouse, the partner. He called us when we left. I think it was the 12th or the 15th of March, and he said that we were the last people that were going to be able to eat because they had closed down the restaurant. Then is when we realized that this was serious, because at first we weren't sure what was going to happen at the beginning of March. And then all the other restaurants obviously started closing as well. So Randy Prasad, Sean, myself, we're thinking, how can we help out? Because at the end of the day, without the restaurants, we don't have an app. We're practically a digital restaurant, right? So we took it as our job to make sure that we help the restaurants. And it wasn't our idea. Other cities have done it, but what they did is they had a GoFundMe, and I'd never done GoFundMe before. Sean's the one that pulled all that together, and we raised over $4,200. The people, so it wasn't our money, it's Gainesville's people's money, Alachua County residents, and I made sure I told the restaurants that. It wasn't Edward or Sean or Randy writing a check, it was the people of Gainesville, because we blasted it through Facebook, and what we did is...
Tell me about, because I remember, sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
What is the one of the person, because I want to send Dan a nice message. One of the guys who you just talked with him and asking about it, and he was the one who pushed you to do this.
So Sean and Randy Prasad have both been very much influential. You know, they have their own thing, but they've always been a huge part of GCM. Sean's always coming up with ideas of doing different things. He doesn't understand how much work goes behind him. Yes. He has great ideas, you know, but we were thinking together as how can we give back, because he and I were eating at the Roadhouse when this got shut down. So we decided, why don't we do a GoFundMe? And he's the one that created it because he knew a little bit more about it. I'd never done a GoFundMe. I didn't know. I knew what it was, but I never did it. So we decided, how do we do this? We didn't take a dime. Literally every penny that came in, we took it and we bought food from restaurants, and we didn't want a discount. We told them, again, this was not our idea. Other cities have been doing this. But we brought it to Gainesville, and like I said, we raised over $4,200, and we bought food from over 30 restaurants. And not all the restaurants were GCM restaurants. We call it a GCM family. We bought several food from their vendors that were not part of, like Blaze Pizza. They're not on the app. We bought food from them and we gave it to Lowe's, because it wasn't about just protecting my restaurants. Of course, first we started with that because we believe that if you do business with us, it's our obligation to do business with you. But we also know that all the restaurants need to be successful. This isn't about just us, it's about the community. So we purchased the food, and we fed first line workers, you know, Lowe's, that kind. We did nurses, doctors, anything that you can think of, the people that couldn't not go to work. A lot of people started working from home. They had to still go to work, right? First responders, frontline workers, that kind of stuff. So we fed over 300 people, North Florida Regional, Shands, firefighters. We bought from over 30 restaurants, so we wanted to make sure that everything was, you know, spread evenly. And we had, I would say, about 200 people donate, from $5 to a couple $100. I think you donated $200 or $300. So there were several people that did it. A media company actually produced the ad for free. Entercom ran some commercials for free. And nobody was trying to make money off of this. Also, we have an email blast that goes out to 40,000 emails for March, April, May, June, July, August, September. We send emails on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and we never once promoted the app, or very little. We were trying to promote what they were doing, whether it's third-party deliveries, if they were delivering themselves, if they were doing curbside, or if they're going to be closed. So the emails were all about the restaurants. They weren't about using the GCM app, which is what they are usually, right? We want people to use the GCM app as much as possible to give business to the restaurants. They can get some discounts, and we can get the traffic. So we didn't even do that for at least 6 to 7 months. Yeah.
And what is the situation right now for you? And especially for the restaurants, we start to hear that everybody gonna have the chance to have 100% inside of the restaurants, and still with some, you know, use the mask and use the things that you have to use that we recommended.
Right.
But what is the situation right now?
The situation, by doing, and not to jump ahead, but because it comes, you know, full circle with this, when I was getting the food fest ready, a lot of restaurants didn't have enough employees because everybody had to get laid off during COVID. And people get the PPP loan just to survive. They kept the core of employees. Now that the market's opening up again, a lot of employees are not coming back to work for whatever reason. So one of the biggest thing is there's a shortage of employees. A lot of restaurants want to do food festivals or whatever it is that they want to do weddings, this, that, the other, because it's bigger than GCM, but they don't have the manpower to do it, you know. So it's this right now. I feel like the struggle for the restaurants, and I don't want to pretend that I speak for all of them because I do not. But what I've heard was, you know, we need more people in order for looking for jobs. If you go online or if you just go to a restaurant, there's not hiring signs everywhere. So to answer your question, I think restaurants right now need help with getting employees because if people come in and they don't have enough waiters or waitresses, they can't sit you. And then if you have a 30, 40-minute wait, you're going to leave. So they can't get this. Now that the business is there, they can't get it because they don't have the employees to get the business. You know?
I think we were talking about this before we start this conversation, and was like how important is we heard this weekend, we were in San Agustin with my wife, and we heard a restaurant sending a message saying, please, you have to understand that we are doing our best to provide the best service and quality, and that you have the best experience ever inside of our restaurants, but we don't have enough people at this time, and we are trying to do our best. Please be patient. I think this is a message for everybody who start to be, hey, you know, I have to wait 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I want to go to the next one. I think we have to be patient. They are, you know, having a lot of issues, and then part of our work is to try to support you. And that's the reason that, you know, we talk about the GCM Food Festival, really famous in this town. Tell us about how this started, because I remember the first years that was a couple of hundred guys running around, and how is the show now, even including Mr. Elio, that he is the one who bring the fiesta to the GCM Food Festival. That is wonderful. Tell us about how is the process from when you started and what we are expecting this Saturday the 10th.
So the whole thing started, there was another gentleman that worked with me, his name was Kevin, and we're trying to figure out how to get downloads. Because the reason we do a food festival and the golf tournaments or the golf scrambles is to promote the GCM app, right? At the end of the day, our core business is not event planning, it's the GCM app, right? People download it on iOS and Android, and they get deals. So they get golf deals, restaurant deals. In order to get more people to download the app, we wanted to do some sort of event, something that people were interested in, right? But we didn't have any money. We didn't have any contacts. The only contacts we had was the restaurants. So we decided, why don't we do an event? We'll do it at a local brewery because people like to drink and eat. You were part of that. You were part since the first one. And then we were expecting between 0 and 6 people. You know, it's like we had no idea what to expect. And the idea back then, it was if you downloaded the app, you got to get into the festival for free. And that one day, we ended up getting 1,500 downloads. The server almost crashed, and we didn't know what to do. We had no idea what to expect. We had trash everywhere. It was crazy, but it was really good. So we thought to ourselves, you know, there's something here. It goes back to what you were saying earlier about my basketball company, Hoops Galore. We did events, so we knew how to promote it. We got together with a couple of radio stations and TV and all that kind of stuff. And then because of the experience that we had, we thought we were going to set it up, but we didn't know what to expect. The first one was 1,500. Then we jumped to the second one was about 3,000. Then 5,000, and then Celebration Point opened up in Gainesville, and we did an event, a food festival at Santa Fe Community College. So they came to us and they were saying, hey, you know, we would like you to move the Food Fest to CP, and it's been a really good relationship. And I work with Leslie and Sean, you know, and all those guys have been tremendous. They're one of the reasons why we're taking this to the next level, because the venue is important. And now currently, where we did in COVID, we did a very small one to be, you know, socially distanced. We wanted to have something, but still be responsible. So this one coming up on this Saturday, is going to be the same thing. We only have room for about 2,000 people. The one in November, pre-COVID, we had 10,000 people. I don't know if you remember that one.
Absolutely.
There was people everywhere. So we have the same area, sort of, but we can only have 20% of the people. So we have a fence this time, and then once you pay the $20, you get in, you can eat at all the restaurants, and you get a Coke product. You get a token for one Coke product, 20-ounce product, and we're also selling beer, wine, and mixed drinks. through Medici.
Okay, I just wanna stop and mention some of the people who gonna be there on Saturday, just to promote some of them. Four Rivers Smokehouse, Bagel Bakery, Gators Dockside, Miapa, good friend of the Fiesta Media, Prime and Pearl, Grub,
Yeah.
The Keys, Longhorn,
Yes.
Culver's, Bojangles, yes?
Bojangles, yep.
Dave and Buster's, they're going to be there. Buffalo Wild, Top Hawk, Medici, Swamp Boil, BTW.
You saw Swamp Boil at the golf tournament. They were in your hole.
Yes, and they have, oh my God, these
Yeah.
guys are incredible and the food is
Yeah.
delicious.
Yes.
BTW, Big Meals, a good friend of us, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Cold Stone, Papa John's, Burrito Famous, Pomodoro, Bonfish, La Macaroni,
Le Macaron.
Le Macaron.
It's French.
Go ahead, Elio.
Yeah.
Thank you for the Italian.
Yeah.
Leonardo's Pizza, Krispy Kreme, Charlie's Snow Shack, and Ale House.
We also have Adam's Ribs, Paisanos, and the Texas Roadhouse.
You can imagine. I forgot just a bit. Mr. Adam, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
Think about it. This is going to be a really good event. I want to just tell everybody this is going to be on Saturday between 12 and 2. It's going to be, and 4, excuse me, going to be a lot of parking for everybody.
Yes.
Elio will be there. It's going to be a nice event. Tell us about how important it is for you to vinculate some of the nonprofit organizations. I know that you have a special event. Stevie, if you are putting attention, Edward going to contact you soon. Partnership for Strong Families, they're going to receive part of a 50-50 raffle that is going to be during the event. Tell us about how this is going to work.
So Cricket Wireless and Kanapaha Station have been amazing. We talked to them about doing something. Like I told you, we always do something with non-for-profits. So they're going to put $200. GCM is going to put $100 into this 50-50 raffle. And Miss Gainesville and Miss Florida Gator are going to walk around and they're going to sell tickets. Obviously, I didn't know what a 50-50 raffle was, but pretty much what it means is whatever money they raise, 50% goes back to the winner, 50% goes back to the non-for-profit. So, you know, Stevie and I used to work a couple years ago back when she was at a different institution, a different non-for-profit, and she's been wonderful to work with. So, again, we usually don't tell people who we work with. We don't try to promote it. We just always give back. When we did the golf tournament last September at Ironwood with Jeff Cardozo, we gave some money back to Stop Children's Cancer. You know, but we always, you know, Pat Dooley does his golf tournament. So we try to always give back, but we don't, other than me telling you right now, we don't really promote it. We don't think it's the right thing to do. This is a little bit different because this is a non-for-profit show. But, you know, we don't believe, we've never done any event, not one, that we didn't give something back to a non-for-profit.
Okay.
So that's
This is the message that we're going to bring, how the businesses can get really, really close to all these organizations and all these things, just to share, just to have the idea that somebody gonna be there thinking about how we can help. Edward, please help us and close this segment, telling us what you expect on this Saturday and how the people can help you to make this thing more successful.
So we would like, if you go to Eventbrite, eventbrite.com, and then do Gainesville, Florida, because obviously Eventbrite's all over the country or the world, and then you type into GCM Food Fest, you'll be able to see tickets, $20 for adults, $10 for kids, 0 to 3 are free. Try to pre-purchase. The weather's looking better and better. I think the last time I checked, and you know how Florida is, the weather can change any second, but as of now, the chance of rain was like in the low 30s. You know, seen it as high as 50%. So trust me, it's one of those things that you can't control, of course. So, but because of COVID and the social distancing, we can only have so many people. So if you pre-purchase tickets, you're guaranteed in. If we sell out and you get there at the gate and we're sold out, we're sold out. So unlike previous times, you can just get to the gate and buy more tickets. With COVID, we don't have the luxury anymore. So Eventbrite.com, type in Gainesville, Florida, put in GCM Food Fest, you'll see it, purchase your tickets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Edward, thank you again. We are working together for too many years, and it's nice to be sure that we continue promoting these events. I love to see the community close to these restaurants. Not only we have restaurants there, we also, you can mention that
Sure.
it's another businesses that they're gonna be there. You can talk about other sponsors.
Sure. The one, I know a lot of people say this because it's true. And before I had the business, I always didn't care about this part. But without the sponsors, there would be no golf tournaments, there would be no food festivals. So obviously, we have you as the title sponsor, the Best Restoration, and the presenting sponsors. We have Comfort Temp, Florida Food Service, and Alliance Credit Union. They have always been a lot. They always do a lot. But my gold sponsors is the Chamber of Commerce. Eric Godet has been tremendous in the success of GCM. Vitas
Yes.
Healthcare. They do a lot. Coca-Cola, we've been a partner for them for a while. Obviously, we talked about Intercom and KTK. They promote it very well. Charlie De La Torre, which I know you know, with Our Town, he's also a partner. CBS4, and believe it or not, Florence Recycling,
Yes.
that we generate a lot of trash. And then we're going to have City Place, obviously the Best Restoration, TechServe, which is a new company that provides technology for a lot of restaurants, Cricket Wireless, Comfort Temp, Sensational Selfies. She was at the golf tournament. She takes some really cool selfies. T-Mobile. Then we have Prime Residential Movers as a company that's been around for a couple of years. They're trying to grow. Like I said, Vitas. And then you're going to have Allegra Printing with Don the Printer Bailey. He's been amazing. Anything that you see that we print always goes through Allegra Printing. And then we have Beach Break Salon. And then at the end of the day, it's about bringing the community together. We're going to have a cornhole section that people can play cornhole, be socially distanced. We also are introducing this really cool tray. It's called the one-hand tray. You can have your cup, so you don't have to have a food here and a drink here, and you don't have a hand. It's called a free hand tray. So you're going to be able to use that for the first 1,000 people. So without the partnership of their businesses, this will never happen. So thank you.
You hear what's going to happen on Saturday. And by the way, Elio will be there.
Yes.
I'm going to be there, but I don't going to sing.
Right. I also want to thank International Diamond Center. They're going to be the stage, because you said Elio, they're going to sponsor the stage. And of course, all this would not be happening without Celebration Point.
Thank you again to everybody. Thank you, Edward, for everything that you do for our community and for the nonprofits, and also for the people who want to get something to eat. We'll see you there on Saturday, and we will be here with a second person in only 2 minutes. Thank you.
Spring is here. Call the Best Restoration for all of your cleaning needs for every surface in your home. Get rid of stains and pet odors with state-of-the-art carpet, rug, and upholstery cleaning. Our expert technicians will make your tile and grout look like new. Improve your in-home air quality by removing pollen and pet hair with our nationally certified air duct cleaning. Call the Best Restoration, masters of disasters today.
We don't call it restoration, we call it restoration. The Best Restoration, masters of disasters.
Spring is here. Call the Best Restoration for all of your cleaning needs for every surface in your home. Get rid of stains and pet odors with state-of-the-art carpet, rug, and upholstery cleaning. Our expert technicians will make your tile and grout look like...
Hello everybody, this is Elio Piedra here to tell you that we are in the age of the 3 C's. Yes, in case you haven't noticed it, the 3 C's. Accelerated change, overwhelming complexity, and tremendous competition. So what are you doing to stand out, to make a difference within your industry, within your market, to become an influencer, a voice, a powerhouse within your market? Well, let me tell you, we are what you're looking for. We have what you're looking for, what you need. I'm telling you, you need your own custom podcast to start reaching the numbers, to drop everyone's attention out there and to make a difference. Because let me tell you, if you don't jump in the train today, you're gonna see the train leaving from far behind. And let me tell you something else, this is the age of the 3 C's. Overwhelming complexity, tremendous competition, and accelerated change. So what are you waiting for?
Spring is here. Call the best restoration for all of your cleaning needs for every surface in your home. Get rid of stains and pet odors with state-of-the-art carpet, rug, and upholstery cleaning. Our expert technicians will make your tile and grout look like new. Improve your in-home air quality by removing pollen and pet hair with our nationally certified air duct cleaning. Call the best restoration, masters of disasters today.
We don't call it restoration, we call it restoration. The best restoration, masters of disasters.
Spring is here. Call the best restoration for all of your cleaning needs for every surface in your home. Get rid of stains and pet odors with state-of-the-art carpet, rug, and upholstery cleaning. Our expert technicians will make your tile and grout look like new. Improve your in-home air quality by removing pollen and pet hair with our nationally certified air duct cleaning. Call the best.
Thank you for coming back to the second segment of the nonprofit report. Remember in the back your director, Elio La Piedra Fiesta. And here your host for today, Jorge Villalobos from The Best Restoration. We are so excited to not only have the opportunity to have Edward from GCM here telling us what is happening with the restaurants, what is happening with GCM and everything that they do to try to help other nonprofits also here in town. But now, I decided to invite a really, really good friend of mine. We are working together for a couple years. She is member also to the National North Central Florida Apartment Association. We are in the board for a couple years. We are working together in the Benevolent Group and in different nonprofit aspects. And then I decided to invite her. Anise, thank you, and thank you for coming. I know that how busy you are. She is the owner of the local franchise of the Two Men's and a Truck. Anise, welcome to our program.
Thank you for having me. I am so happy that you asked me to be here today.
I'm happy too. Anise, tell me about Anise, because tell me how you came here to Gainesville. What happened with your life and how you land here with your wonderful husband, Chris?
Well, I'm originally from North Dakota, so I'm not a Florida native, but I did go to high school in Florida, very near to Gainesville, and I fell in love. I moved away from Gainesville a couple of times, but it just seems to bring you back. So this community, it's diverse. It's so welcoming. And I just, like I said, I fell in love. I moved away a couple of times, and it has a way of bringing you back and keeping you.
And tell us about Chris, because I know that he was in the restaurant industry too.
He was, yes, he was. He was a chef for about 15 years before I convinced him to come over to the 2 Men and a Truck side. Yeah. Although I have to say, he worked for free for several years.
Well, he cooked in the house. Yes, possible he paid in this way.
Yes.
By the way, we go with Chris and Anise for a couple times already to get something to eat out. And all the time, he never cooked for us. You know, we have some kind of issues. I don't know what is. He's on vacation the day that we decide to go out. But Anise, tell us about your business. Tell us about Two Men and a Truck, and tell us about what is exactly your franchise and how big it is and how you serve Gainesville.
Yeah, absolutely. Two Men and a Truck, we are a franchise. So Two Men and a Truck's been around since 1985. We've been in Gainesville since 2007. I just celebrated my 10-year anniversary with Two Men and a Truck, and it seems like it's been much longer.
Yes.
But also no time at all. It's those 10 years flew by. I really fell in love with the philosophy of the company. You know, when they say we are customer focused, we are the movers who care, our job is to move people forward, they really stand behind that. And that's one of the reasons why 10 years seems like no time at all. Yes. We are traditionally, compared to some of the other franchises out there, we're small. But I always like to say we may be small, but we're mighty. We try to make a difference in our community because this is the place where we live, we love, we want to be here forever. We don't want to go anywhere. Yeah. And to make sure that we can stay in this community for forever. and have a lasting impact, we have to be able to support our community in different ways.
Absolutely. And tell us about, because one of the purpose of this program was to bring somebody who is in business, but also that the vision of the business is to give back. We know each other for years, and was really good for me to find somebody who was like in the same route or with the same passion that we have to figure out how to help others. But how everything start for you, because I remember that when you start to work with us in the apartment association, you came with a lot of ideas and a lot of things changed. Tell us about this.
Well, I'm inspired by people around me. So really coming into the apartment association, I had a lot of ideas, but people like you helped me bring those ideas to life. Personally, I have always been inspired by our founder, Mary Ellen Sheets. Her first year in business, she had $1,000 of profit. She took that $1,000 and she wrote 10 $100 checks and sent them out to local nonprofits in our area. And she's continued that throughout the years. And that to me, of course, when you're in business, you want to grow your business, but you also need to grow your community. So being able to come into the apartment association and work with people like you and all the others on, making a bigger impact with our food drives, our toy drives, our Mother's Day drives, that was always something really important to me.
Yeah.
And, it can be considered work, but it doesn't feel like work to me, because when you're making a difference in someone else's life, that is an incredible reward.
Tell us how these people approach to you. Is the nonprofit, because we are trying to try to guide the nonprofits that they are there to see what is the route that people use to come to you. How the people say, hey, you know what? And I don't say this that, everybody go to your office and say, I need help. And if it's like this, you're going to sign a check for everybody. This doesn't work like this. How the people approach to you? Or what is the way that you identify something that you definitely say, I think we're going to match helping these people? Tell me what is in your mind when you do this analysis?
So I think that in our industry, we have a unique service to give. The moving industry, not everybody has the big trucks. Not everybody has the muscles. So we have a unique way to facilitate different nonprofits. Honestly, I have hooked up with different, like Food for Kids. A couple years ago, we just happened to go to a grand opening. They were there accepting donations. We dropped off some donations. I made a great connection with Jennifer, and we've been helping them ever since. And, again, they are not physically able to get those large pallets that are donated to them. So we're happy to fill that need. I found the best way to connect with nonprofits is by participating, being involved in the community. Individuals like yourself, the apartment association, we have been able to be part of different organizations and be introduced to people that we probably wouldn't have crossed paths with. And that's made all the difference to us.
I want to share this because we have a really good experience with Anise and with Chris. Is that I'm going to say before COVID, I get a message from our good friend, John, JD from the Grace Marketplace. And he called me and he said, look, we cannot use our cafeteria. We need some tables. And, I say, how many you need? He say, I need 10 tables. I say, 10 tables is a big investment. But you know what? I'm going to try to figure it out how I can get some tables. And I went to the Facebook and I asked, hey, you know what? I'm going to buy a couple of tables. I want to know who can also help us with this. And I was big surprised. One of my good friends that, by the way, he owned a company who does exactly the same than me. I can say he is my competitor. He was the first one who called and he said, George, I have 4 tables for you. And then I get the other guys, and then I get people from Boshar that they offer some tables. I have people from John Dar, the beautiful Kate. She offered to buy a table for us. And then, hey, what are we gonna do? We have all these tables, and now how are we gonna bring them? By the way, because I wanna be open about this. We have a really good relation with Two Men's and a Truck, but we also have a really good relation with other movers here in town.
Absolutely.
And by the way, Brad from UF Movers, he called me also. He said, "Look, I'm ready to help you too." They do similar work because they also help a lot of people. By the way, this market is so big, and this city with the nonprofit is so big that even if everybody want to help, still is going to be room for help more. This is how
Yes.
I see how the business work. But tell me about what is the plans that you have for the future? Because I know we are talking about, we are organizing a bowling tournament that we do every year. By the way, a big hug to Melia. She
Yes.
now is with Trimark. Melia is one of the more wonderful friends that I have in this town because she always starts the first week of the year. She started to talk about the bowling tournament. The last year, obviously, we didn't have the chance to do it, but it's absolutely wonderful. We together, and obviously with her leadership and Anis' leadership, they put these things together, and we just have fun. We bring a lot of people. I think this is one of the events that I love because it's sold out like 3 weeks after we say this event is going to be this date.
Oh, absolutely.
Tell us about how do you see these kind of events and also the things that you do for Christmas, because even if we have COVID and even if this happened, you did something wonderful for Christmas. Tell us about your experience.
So obviously 2020 was challenging for so many people, and we always do a toy drive through the apartment association. And it was a little bit different for 2020 because some offices were closed, some offices were not. Residents may not have been as active as they were in previous years, and we weren't getting as much traction as we normally do. And we knew the need with the Salvation Army was huge because of all the challenges of 2020. And I at a board meeting on Zoom, and I made a call to action, and I said, listen, we need to fulfill this need. We're all very fortunate. I'm asking for you to help me fulfill this need. And I said, if you don't have time to shop, I will shop for you. And I didn't realize the type of response that I would get. We raised almost $2,000 in one day to purchase Christmas presents for families in the Salvation Army. I had a weekend to shop.
Yes. By the way, I remember that she shopped with our money because we were in Cancun with my wife. We are in a meeting, we were in front of the beach. I have my computer watching the Zoom meeting because I don't want to miss this when this happened. And I still remember how wonderful was your message the next day saying, we have enough presents for every kid.
My heart was overflowing with joy because, and that to me was just the most amazing. It was amazing that everyone from, apartment people to, managers and to businesses and vendors, everyone just banded together and said, oh, you have a need. We're going to make sure that we fulfill that need. And I will tell you, I'm sure you can see the pictures on Facebook still. We had a greater turnout than we have in the past 4 years that I've been doing this. And I plan to make it bigger and bigger every single year. It was a little bit of work, but it doesn't feel like work.
Yes.
You guys should have seen my house. It was covered in presents. My husband couldn't walk through the house. The dog couldn't walk through the house. We just, we overtook the house for a weekend, just full of presents.
Yeah.
And it was really, really special, especially because of how difficult 2020 had been for so many people. When we got to the Salvation Army, there were tears because they really were convinced that they weren't going to be able to make Christmas happen for so many kids, and that's heartbreaking. So.
Then I want to say, and I want to send a big message to our friends of the North Central Florida Apartment Association. If you think about it, we were talking a few days ago about what is the reason that we are part of this wonderful association. And you think about it, and what she just said is 1% of what we do in the association, because we are always thinking about, hey, what is going to be this year problem that we have to solve? What is the idea that we have this year? Who is going to meet in the committee? For the business owners that are there, that sometimes I don't know how to help, I just don't know, go and find is a business and networking international group, BNI, for a lot of members. It's 4 nice groups in Gainesville. I know that is group in Newberry's, I group in Jonesville. That is business owners. They just meet every week. They just talk about businesses, but they talk all the time. It's about how we use our business to help others. Remember, I learned this from my mentor, Howard Partridge, and he said, your business is your vehicle to go and achieve all your personal goals. And if your goals in certain ways are help and have the chance to do something for others, what is the best way that be part of organizations like this? Tell us about what is coming, because we're going to have a bowling tournament, and obviously at the end of the year it's going to be exactly the same process with the presents and everything. But tell me about other things that you do, because I hear also that not only this is what you do with the Apartment Association, but what other nonprofits, they knock the door to you, like the food people, and you have the opportunity to help them.
Well, like you mentioned before, Grace Marketplace.
Yes.
We love the people over at Grace Marketplace. They are fantastic. And we love their mission too, which is very related to our industry as well. Rehoming people and making sure that they have a safe, healthy place to live. Their donation center has been closed for quite a while.
Yep.
They haven't had volunteers for almost over a year. And we've been working with them the past couple of months, moving things around, getting things out that are not usable, bringing things in that are usable so they can go ahead and open up their donation center. So we've been really excited to help with that. We have Dance Marathon coming up. Dance Marathon could not happen last year due to the pandemic. So we are incredibly excited that Dance Marathon is happening again this year. And to be part of that as well. So, we have that coming up. Like you mentioned, the bowling tournament that's coming up. 2 Men in a Truck. We are right in the middle of our Mother's Day drive, Movers for Moms. We are collecting donations for Peaceful Pass, another wonderful organization here in Gainesville that we love working with as well. We're collecting toiletry items, shampoos, body washes, razors, pretty much, cleaning supplies, anything that you would need, on a regular basis. And we are donating all of those to Peaceful Paths.
Yes.
So that will be delivered right before Mother's Day. So we are incredibly excited about our Movers for Moms program, keeping us very busy. And then, we come into fall and our food drive with the association, and of course, and with the toy drive. And there's so many other little things in between there that seem to find us and we make connections with. And we're really all about wherever we can help, we're going to help. We get a lot of requests, and we sometimes can't do everything that we want to, but we want to try and make sure that when we are able to help, we want to be there for our community, and move people forward.
Tell me, in certain way, for some people, it's hard to understand, and I try to deal with different business owners that they come and ask for my advice. Is what you expect with everything that you do, other than the things with your heart? in the marketing way, what you expect? Put your name out, branding your name. What else you are expecting of everything that you do?
For me personally, of course, it's always nice to be recognized, no matter what you're doing. It's always nice to, just a thank you is really, really what we're looking for. Of course, I love the shout outs on Facebook. I love the social media, but and pictures. I love getting pictures from our business partners and our charity partners of, thank you. We're so excited. We're not really looking for anything in particular. Honestly, it's just, I believe that you do kind things will come back to you. So, we of course, would like the thank yous and whatnot, but we do these things because, again, we care about our community, and we feel like things will come back to us in the end.
The reality is for everybody, I'm going to say a summary of what she said in the business world. Don't chase the money.
No.
Chase the people.
Yes.
Help the people, that the people going to bring you the money. Not all the time you have to think about it. If I do this, what I going to get here? This doesn't work like this. No. This is not like marketing works. This is not like life works. That's the reason that I want to have somebody with experience of a niece that can say from her heart, this is what I do because it's something that is inside of me. I just want to help. The people say, why you do all these things? I want to say a big message to our friend Lori from San Francis House. Last Tuesday, when we have this big storm, the first call that I get was from Lori and telling me, George, I'm sorry, my place is flooded again. Yeah. By the way, it's the second time that I helped her with the same thing with zero cost. Because why? This is the way that we help them. What happened after Lori called? We have 26 emergencies on Tuesday night when we have this big rain. Then if you think about it, you're not expecting things for that gonna come back to you, but at the end, a lot of the new business is gonna come. Then when you feel, I don't want to spend this money, I don't think it's too much, I don't think that I want to be part of this because it's too much. Think about is all the benefits that this thing can bring in the future to you. When you do this with your heart, when you're not looking just for the money is too fast. Don't forget this. Do me a favor and close this segment with a message from the nonprofits that are there, that are hearing you and say, look, I'm here. And also to the business owners that in certain way they still don't know how they can help.
Well, we're incredibly proud to be part of the Gainesville community and be able to do what we do every single day. I take a lot of pride in moving people forward with our business, personally within our employee group, and I just encourage all business owners to get out there, get involved. You never know who you're going to meet and make a connection with. We've been able to not only grow our business, but grow the support in the community by meeting other business owners, by getting involved with other organizations, sponsoring certain events. Without the sponsors, a lot of times events don't happen and these organizations aren't supported. So get involved, be involved, and you're gonna get it back tenfold.
Well, how I can close the program better than with this beautiful message. Anis, thank you for being here. I really appreciate your company. I really appreciate everything that you do, not only for the association, but for our community. We are really good friends. And then every time that we go outside, we just share a lot of crazy things about what we're going to do. What else we gonna do? And always we find the way to do it. I want to say thanks to everybody who was in the other side today watching this program. Elliot was really, I didn't see any applauses or anything because we were really serious today. Then I'm pretty sure that, I think the host is the one who is getting some applauses. I think it was a great idea to bring our friends, our business owners here to tell you If we do it, you can do it too. And if you're a nonprofit is hearing us and how you can get help from us, this is for the reason that we have this program. I hope we can see everybody next Monday. Thanks again for Elio La Piedra Fiesta in the direction, and was Jorge Villalobos, your host from the Best Restoration Masters of Disaster. Thank you again, Anise, and we'll see you next Monday. And have a nice week. And don't forget, Saturday the 10th, Food Festival, GCEM. We'll see you there. Thank you.
The Non-Profit Report is going live in 3, 2, 1.